Hello little heartbirds, it's Nerissa here from twoheartbirds.com, the internet's most passionate, delicious, excitable daily wedding video blog ever. Today I'm going to give you some tips on DIY wedding invitations, which can be a lot of fun to do. There are numerous reasons why brides decide to do DIY wedding invitations. It may be because they're super duper ultra creative. It may be because they want to be involved in every aspect of the wedding, or it might be because of budgetary reasons. Whatever reason it is, I've got a few tips for you. Now, there are a couple of ways that you go about DIY wedding invitation. The first way is that you can enlist the help of a professional. And by that I mean your wedding invitation supplier. They not only create wedding invitations themselves, but they can give you great tips and also supply all the necessary stationery for you to do it yourself. They have everything in their shop available at your fingertips and can recommend the right paper, the right ribbon, the right pearls, the right beads, the right feathers, all these different things that they can recommend to you. Often they do it online, so they can be anywhere in the world and you can get their advice and then have send everything out to you. Or you can actually physically go into a shop and get their advice and buy the product there and then. They are a great resource, especially giving you hot themes and wedding invitations, which is hot at the moment, current themes. The second way is that you can source all the components of the invitation yourself. And the great thing about that is that you're not limited to one place. You can source the envelopes in one place, the paper in one place, perhaps the pens in another place, the ribbons, etc. And by doing that, it might give you an opportunity to source some of the components a lot cheaper. It also gives you the opportunity to be flexible in colouring and textures and putting different things all together from all different types of suppliers. Whatever way you do, making wedding invitations at home, you have to remember that even though they're not being done by a professional, you need to try and make them as professional as possible, because it will be the one thing, the very first thing that a guest sees. When they get it in the mail, they have your invitation. If you want to put a colour theme through the wedding and let the guests have a little sneak preview too, put it in the invitation. If you've got a black tie theme and you want to make the invitation really formal, it really sets the mood for the guests from the very, very beginning. And that's exciting, and you really want to make sure that you do it right. The number one tip I have for DIY wedding invitations is this: do not underestimate how long it's going to take you to do. I don't know anyone yet who has just whipped up 100 invitations in a couple of hours on a Sunday afternoon over a glass of red wine, which I recommend you probably don't do. If you've done it, please tell me the tip. I would be very eager to hear it. You really need to set aside time to do the invitations so that they're done properly. Remember, like I said before, this is the very first thing that your guests see about your wedding. I would encourage you to take about a month and do the wedding invitations slowly, whether that be a few a day or 10 or 20 every single week, so that you don't get overwhelmed with actually putting all the invitations together, because it is a lot of hard work. It can be fiddly depending on what you want to do. Other than that, why don't you on one Saturday or whatever it may be, Sunday, enlist the help of your bridesmaids, your mum, your mother-in-law, your sister, your cousins, whoever it may be. Set up a production line and take a whole day to just pump out all your invitations. Whichever way you decide to do it, you just have to try and make sure that every component is glued together, stuck together, tied together with love, because your guests will really see it, and you do want to invoke that love throughout the wedding. Remember that people are the most important thing there. So my little heartbirds, the question of the day is this: what is your number one tip on DIY wedding invitations? I look forward to hearing from you.